8.4 million working age people in the UK have a disability, which is 20% of the entire working age population. But with the employment gap between disabled and non-disabled people still 28.8% lower, attempts to reduce the numbers are at a high. I'm speaking to people involved with the Disability Confidence Scheme about why businesses should be leading the charge on inclusive employment. And I take a look at some of the businesses that are working their way up through the scheme.
It's easy and they're probably doing it anyway.
And speaking with those who have experienced the good that can come from it.
So it allows everyone to get involved, everyone to have a job, have a purpose.
Working to eradicate the stereotypes surrounding minority groups.
What we want to dispel is some of the myths and misconceptions that some employers do have around recruiting disabled talent.
With the disability employment gap higher this year than last, encouraging employers to recruit from the widest pool of talent is more important than ever.
If people are able to do more of their work from home, can we actually utilise that?
Disability Confident, making it count. The government launched Disability Confident in 2016, and over 20,000 organisations have now signed up. I spoke to some of the people who were involved in the initial starting of the scheme about why they felt it was needed in the first place.
What we want to dispel is some of the myths and misconceptions that some employers do have around recruiting disabled talent. We want to eradicate that fear. We want to make sure that we present a business case that encourages them to take the step to employ disabled people. The scheme provides a significant amount of information and resources to really help employers overcome some of the attitudinal, behavioural and even organisational barriers that they may have. And these kind of resources include a whole raft of materials such as advice, guidance, toolkits, videos, lots of different things really to really help employers get this right.
As a Disability Confidence Scheme is government run, local county councils have been doing their part. In Hampshire, they've seen a dramatic increase in the amount of disabled employees in their workforce. I did an FOI request, Freedom of Information request, on Hampshire County Council and the amount of disabled employees that they have had since 2015 and currently. And their numbers have actually tripled. So is there a specific reason for this? What do you think could be behind the numbers?
What we don't know for certain is whether we are simply being more successful in recruiting people who declare a disability, or whether the people who already work for us are now feeling more confident about telling us that they have a disability. We're very pleased about it, and when we discussed our workforce report, which has got what I have in front of me here, in committee, we were very pleased with the information we were being given. But this is a journey, not a destination. So there's still a lot further to go all the time, and if the numbers go up again next year, we'll still consider that we are on a journey, and we never actually get to the destination. This is something where we have to keep working at it.
The findings from my Freedom of Information requests found that in 2015, Hampshire County Council had 146 disabled employees. Jumping to 2021, that number has massively increased to 517. I also asked the Department of Work and Pensions the same questions, finding that they had 5,228 disabled employees in 2015. In 2020, this jumped to 13,816. One of the disability confident leaders is nationwide supermarket Sainsburys. With over 1,000 stores in the UK, why did such a big business want to sign up?
So Sainsburys became part of the Disability Confidence Scheme because we wanted to be really clear how seriously we took disability inclusion and how we were really committed to the disability agenda, both for our colleagues and for our customers.
Striving for an inclusive workforce, Sainsburys are keen to continue to lead the way in retail to achieving equality in the workplace.
So schemes like this really help us to attract great talent, which is really important. They also show that we that we take inclusion seriously. So it shows our colleagues, our potential candidates and customers that inclusion is really important at Sainsburys. And we're disability confident leaders, and that's really important to us, that we are seen as leading in this space, and that we're encouraging other businesses to join in and to come and join the Disability Confident scheme.
It seems as though the people who set up Disability Confident really wanted to make it accessible for companies that are both big and small. In order to see how it's affected businesses, Board in the City in Southampton decided to talk to me about why they signed up in the first place.
We unwittingly attracted people who have extra needs and barriers when we set this up. We already knew the power of gaming and how that can impact on people and change behaviours and that type of thing. And unwittingly, this became a hub. It became like a safe haven, like a magnet for people who might be marginalised, who kind of felt the need to go somewhere where they felt welcomed. And from that, we had an incredibly large number of people who had barriers that come on our team as volunteers.
So how has the scheme itself enhanced your company?
When it comes to things like grant applications, it gives you that extra bit of kudos to be able to say we're one of the only 2 organisations in Southampton City, which is huge, 250,000 residents. And there's only 2 companies that have this qualification, this badge of honour. We also got it during the first lockdown, which was phenomenal for us. It takes a little while to do all the evidencing. So we're really proud and chuffed to have it.
Josh from Eastleigh College is just one of the members of their team, spending his time learning the skills that he needs to progress towards employment. What other things would you like to do?
Work something, do something with computers, because I like computers.
You're a whiz kid with the computers.
Yeah.
He teaches me what to do.
Yeah.
Lorna attends Board in the City with Josh and has seen how being disability confident can make a business more welcoming and inclusive to all kinds of talent.
So Hayley's been fantastic with students in the past, and she just has a brilliant way to speak to them. She knows how to deal with, any eventuality. She's really good with them. I think it's really important because they're inclusive, they're including everybody, and the students feel comfortable, relaxed when they come in. They don't feel there's any issues. They're going to learn, they're going to progress in a really comfortable environment.
Over 18,000 organisations have already signed up to the scheme, with many already reaching the commitments that it takes to reach Disability Confident Committed. Being committed to the scheme means you're ready for an inclusive and diverse workforce and see the limitless benefits that it offers. It also shows businesses and other employers that you are ready for an inclusive workforce. Brighton is well known for its forward-thinking and inclusive community, which means it's no surprise to learn that many businesses here are signed up to Disability Confident. One of the smaller businesses are Lost in the Lanes, who specifically set up their cafe to be a warm and welcoming place for all customers and employees.
Well, I want to make a place that's accessible to everybody first and foremost. I'll talk about my business a little bit, which is essentially just a cafe, but I wanted to have a lovely cafe where there was everybody could have access to a bit of niceness in their day. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. To be able to see and greet customers instantly when they walk in, to have that eye contact is really important. So I wanted, when those doors opened, for anybody to be able to come in and to enjoy a bit of niceness. It wasn't just, for those who felt, they were dressed right or spoke the right words or any of those things. And I think to make it accessible to anyone, I need to have a variety of people working here.
One of the larger Brighton businesses involved is Premier League football club Brighton and Hove Albion, who are also making the commitment to become a more inclusive employer. Football is often a hot topic of conversation, but not always for positive reasons. Taking the focus off of the games, many clubs like Brighton and Hove Albion have charity outreach programmes that work just as hard as the pros. Albion in the community brings the joys of playing football to everyone, having opportunities for all. Whilst they are well known for their equality on the pitch, being part of Disability Confident gives them the edge of encouraging people not just to play with them, but maybe become an employee too.
For me, when I was younger, I started playing football with Albion community in our disability programs that we do still run, and then I went on to now be offered an opportunity to coach. So as soon as they offered me the opportunity, I was like, everything they've given me, then I can give back to them and help younger people and even older people than me have the opportunities that they gave me.
How does it feel to work for an employer that is disability confident?
I think it's massive. So I use an example of myself. When I was at school, at the time I went to mainstream school and it was brilliant, but at times the teachers weren't really aware of my disability, so they'd say to me, sit on the side and look on the computer while you're doing PE. And for me, my family, that wasn't me. So I used to be, in there and doing it, but at times I was excluded or felt a little bit lonely at the side. So now to come in and work within an inclusive environment is really nice because that's not there. Everyone's doing the same job.
For Brighton and Hove, inclusion in the workplace is an important element of their ethos. With so much time being spent in the workplace, feeling included is something their disability liaisons officers want to ensure is delivered.
Knowing that the organisation you're working for, your employer, is sort of going above and beyond, making sure we've got everything someone may need in place, but also making sure we're making reasonable adjustments for a new employee coming in as well. Like I said before, it's a place we spend a lot of our time. I've been here 3 years, you spend 8 hours a day here. So it's important that you're feeling comfortable in a place where you want to excel and do your work to the best you can.
Football often has its fair share of the spotlight, but the focus tends to remain on the games. Clubs like Brighton and Hove Albion are working with their communities, as well as signing up to schemes like Disability Confident, showing that their goals stretch further than the pitch.
I think it's important to be included, like a bit like we've said previously. Some people have got great strengths that other people won't have, and I think if you look at the disability first and then the person second, you're never kind of giving that person the opportunity. And I think equality we're striving for equality worldwide. So I think it should start in the workplace, and hopefully it then has a knock-on effect.
So we have like a pathway within our community for some of our players. We go from grassroots, and then we have impairment-specific sessions, so that's certain disabilities together. And then we also have FA talent programs. So the players that are doing well and want to go further, we can push on to our England talent programs, and we've had a few that have represented England at different levels.
I think diversity is important because it creates an equality for everyone that works for the organisation, for the club. For me, I think everyone deserves to have the same opportunity. So I think it's really important that employers look at how they can support individuals as opposed to looking at the barriers.
Sainsburys, Bored in the City, Lost in the Lanes, and Brighton and Hove Albion are all playing their part to try and decrease the employment gap. The Disability Confidence Scheme is definitely helping to push employers in the right direction, but with a long way still to go. What does it mean to those involved to be disability confident?
I think to be disability confident means that you recognise the talent and ability of people in society, and you want to ensure that you open the doors to that talent.
It was just kind of like someone giving you that rubber stamp and saying, ta-da! You do actually do exactly what you say you're doing.
Striving for equality for everyone to succeed.
It just means being accepting of everyone. It's just really beneficial to everyone involved.
I thought proud, and I think proud is probably a good word to sum it up.
Equality, so breaking down them or removing them barriers to make sure you can achieve.
It means that we are creating opportunities for all.
As of July 2020, 15,992 employers were disability confident committed. 3,625 were disability confident employers. And 344 were disability confident leaders. In 2020, there were 6 million private sector businesses in the UK. Over the last year, the disability employment gap has increased by 0.8%. Pushing for more businesses to recruit and retain talent from the widest pool of people is more important now than ever.